So I heard this great kind of concept or idea from Dean Jackson. If you've listened to stuff that I do or watched anything or read emails, you know Dean has probably influenced some of my professional thinking as much as anybody. And you know, Dean shared something that, frankly, I've studied him for a decade and known him for almost that long, and I had never heard him say it before. But there was this kind of concept of the time capsule where, if somebody said, "Hey, I'm going to bury this time capsule for you, and in 2 years, you're going to dig it up, and it's going to have." 30 leads that are going to convert and be ready to join your business. How would that make you feel? And invariably it's like, oh wow, it's like this gift that you get to open, right? Like you get these 30 new clients that are just going to kind of appear. And the interesting thing is that's really what the long-term follow-up approach that I have taught for almost 2 decades is really about. And there are different phases of the buyer's journey, if you will. There are now buyers, and then there are almost ready buyers, and then there are not now buyers. And these almost ready buyers, like we try to wedge everybody into that. If they're not now buyers, so they don't buy in that first interaction when they opt in for something, when they become aware of your business, we're trying to get them all to move really quickly. But the reality is there are far more not now buyers than there are anything else. And those people, they're curious, they're interested, if this were the housing market, they're the people who are kind of looking on Zillow or getting some real estate alerts, and maybe pop in an open house here and there, or drive by things and kind of just look around and say, man, it'd be nice if that house came up for sale, or it'd be good to live in that school district, or whatever else. And if you do the things that I think that I've encouraged, and I'm certainly not the only person who encourages this, consistent follow up. I like 2 or 3 times a week emails, and then finding other channels to connect with the people that you serve. I prefer email because it's kind of owned media. It's not rented media, if you will. But if you have a podcast like this, if you're posting on social media, if you're staying in front of people long term and building a relationship and creating value in their lives, and helping them see how you can be that guide to partner with them to go from where they are to where they want to be, when they are ready, they're going to choose you. And that's kind of this whole concept of the time capsule, right? If you make some investments now, you go generate leads now. And I talk about this in the weekly client machine, where it's like, hey, let's generate leads now, and then we'll put some things in place to convert the now buyers and the almost ready buyers. But then the goal that most people ignore is those not now buyers, where we're going to have a very simple and systematic way to follow up, where we're going to stay in front of people. And it's going to be like, every month you get to dig up a time capsule with, 3, 4, 5 new clients. And it just happens, it just happens month after month in this kind of consistent rhythm. And so, if you, have been hesitant to invest in that long-term follow-up, and you've kind of written people off as tire kickers, or maybe not serious in the moment, maybe this kind of visual or imagery of a time capsule approach will help. Yeah, we want to get the people who are ready now, but for the rest of them, it's almost like, hey, we're just going to bury this time capsule, and if we do what we need to do, we can dig it up a year from now, we can dig it up 18 months from now, 2 years from now, and they're going to be people who weren't ready when we initially came in contact with them, and they're ready now. So, I thought the time capsule concept really kind of rang true with me. It was just one more way to think about something that I know I believe in strongly, and I've taught people through coaching and emails, and more recently, like the weekly client machine. I've taught it for a long time, but if it hadn't clicked with you, maybe this concept of the time capsule approach will click now, and we can get you to start kind of building your own weekly client machine.